I want to talk to you about the compliance and some of the regs that
Yeah.
pop up. Compliance is a big deal now. My observation is that I think the compliance standards are a little bit behind in terms of resilience. They're really good when it comes to disclosure and sensitive data. That's a good thing. What do you think? Like maybe we just sort of speculate. Do you think you see resilience playing a more important role, say, with auditors and regulators moving forward? What's your experience?
Absolutely right. There is a more of a focus on resilience, the operational resilience, the security resilience, the ability to respond and, to Lily's comment before, to turn it around and start working again and not have that downtime, that recovery process in place. I absolutely agree that our laws, our regulations, our standards, not just here in the US, but abroad, can't keep up with the rapid pace of change that we have across the technology landscape. So I do feel that we're always going to be a bit behind, especially when it comes to laws. The bureaucracy of passing a law, just in the United States alone, by the time you actually get a bill and for passage, it's years later, right? So we're always going to kind of be behind the 8 ball on things like that. But one trend that I've started to notice, because I have the luxury, I would say, right now of being in the middle of a FedRAMP significant change, 2 SOC 2 audits and other work today.
What are you doing on the web?
Very.
This
This is a very important topic, and this proves it, right? I think there is a lack of an understanding of what actually makes up an IAM ecosystem. What are the pillars of IAM? So it's not just identity, data management, and the identity management and access governance, but it's also PAM, privilege access management, authentication, authorization, directories, data governance and protection, which then bleeds more into the rest of your ecosystem. As we mentioned previously, the upstream and downstreams. So that impact that was mentioned both by Mariah and Muli of the cyber attacks, the human error, the operational hiccups, if you will, have a far larger impact over the entire company, organization that's impacted. It can be very disruptive. So you have to start to think about those contingency plans and to have that recovery strategy cover all of it, because one mistake, one incident can have disastrous results for you. And technologies, as Muli mentioned, as a CISO, I'm very worried about what that will do to my organization, and having a tool like XSense would be so pivotal to that recoverability and maintaining business operations and continuity.
Yeah, I was going to say about regulation. I think Kayla's right on the money. I think thankfully there is some regulation, and I think it's going to grow. I think the regulators are usually about a year or two behind, but they will catch up on double downing on making sure your IAM environment has more resilience integrated. So resilience has been a theme for regulators for quite a while. And as Kayla mentioned, resilience is basically means expect to have a ton of disruptions, expect to have cyber attacks, but you have to continue to service your customers as if nothing is happening. That's the new expectation. And I think as, again, identity-driven attacks are going to grow, because that really is how we're approaching zero trust architecture, the focus on resilience in the IAM space is going to grow. And I wanted to mention a couple things around regulation. A lot of us use the NIST cybersecurity framework as a strategy and to manage our program. And it was recently reviewed for the 2024 implementation, the 2.0 framework. And the 5 pillars, interestingly, 2 out of 5 mentioned resilience in it. The first one is defend critical infrastructure. The second is disrupt and dismantle threat actors. The third is shape market forces to drive security and resilience. Fourth is invest in a resilient future. And the fifth is forge international relationships and partnerships to pursue shared goals. So 2 out of 5 talk about resilience, and that's obviously a big theme. The other item I just wanted to mention for those listening that are deep into IAM as a job, NIST is currently working on a draft publication around IAM Management Roadmap, and includes in this document, it actually is a lot of different things. It talks about how to plan IAM capabilities for large organizations as well as national ones. And it also shares strategic focus areas and principles with various stakeholders. So I would definitely encourage people to volunteer and help draft the future for what we need.
That is wonderful advice, Brian. I hope people take you up.